there's a bigger threat of you getting man boobs eating meat than you are eating soy.
Veganism is not vegetarianism, obviously, right? So what's the
No.
real difference?
So vegetarianism is more of a diet, but veganism is more of a lifestyle. So a vegetarian could just abstain from eating meat, but they would still wear leather. Some would still use beauty products that are not cruelty-free. Yeah, they just won't be so particular with the choices they make in their daily consumer lives. But veganism is a little bit, it's more all-encompassing.
Vegans don't get enough nutrition. They're scrawny and then they're very malnourished and they can't build muscle. True or false?
False. Well, it depends. If you don't do it the right way, then there's like any other diet.
Yeah.
Anyone who doesn't do their homework with nutrition and eating the right stuff, whatever their diet is not going to be good news.
Vegan diet is restrictive, not a lot of choices. True or false?
Yeah. False.
And you can only buy it in the atas
Ayo, no.
supermarkets. Is that true?
No, that's one of the biggest reasons why my advocacy work as a plant-based lifestyle advocate went more toward re-establishing the Malaysian narrative of what it means to be
Right.
plant-based. Because I think it's a practice that we have long forgotten. Like I speak to so many of my Malay friends and they were saying, oh my nenek would eat mostly plant-based.
Ulam, exactly,
And,
right, yeah.
Yeah, ulam. And they would only have like the occasional fish or chicken if they could afford it or
Yeah.
if they had it. Otherwise, like most of the time, people were plant-based.
Plants have feelings also.
So yeah, there are studies that have shown that plants have this show responses when they are under threat. But I think the thing that sets animals apart from plants is the sentience, right? So animals feel pain, they feel torment, they feel despair, they feel sadness. Plants, when they respond to threats, it's more of just a stimuli response. Like if someone calls my phone rings. That's what it does. There is no cognitive processing of pain and sadness and suffering, which is what sentient beings have. So that is where the difference lies. And for me, it's not about canceling out suffering altogether because it's an imperfect world. Whatever we do in our life as human beings, it's going to cause suffering somewhere else.
Too much soy is not good for you. This is more so for men also in many cases because of the estrogen levels and everything. Or then you grow man boobs and stuff like this. What do you say to that?
Well, too much of anything is bad for you.
That's true. Yeah.
So from my research, I've learned that the estrogen in soy is a phytoestrogen. It's a plant-based estrogen, and it's actually 1,000 times weaker than human estrogen. If anything, people should be wary of the estrogen they're ingesting when they eat meat because that has been pumped into the meat, right? Into the animals as hormones.
Right.
So if anything, there's a bigger threat of you getting man boobs eating meat than you are eating soy.
Humans have been eating animals since the beginning. Why change now? That's what people say, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, we have been eating it for so many years, but we didn't consume animals at the rate that we used to, and we didn't raise animals at the way that we do now. So it's more of like an ethics thing. Now we're raising animals to double their size in a fraction of the time, packing all of them into, factory farms, barely they don't have any
horrible
space.
conditions.
Horrible conditions. It's just like a cesspool of disease and suffering and violence and everything. And I think now we live in really amazing times where we have the option to not eat that stuff.
Vegans are weird hippie type people who are too judgmental.
Am I a hippie type of person?
No, you're not. I'm not saying all.
Okay.
Generally, that's what people say about vegans.
Well, for me, being a vegan is like me making an active choice to contribute to a world that I want to live in, right? Living in a world of compassion, of peace, of health for everybody. So people who think that vegans are weird, but they're drinking titty milk from cows, meant for baby cows, eating chicken periods, and they don't think it being weird. The only reason I think people think that vegans are weird is because we're the minority for now. And minority makes us the outsider. And the reason why people haven't jumped on it is because they're terrified of change. And it's totally understandable. People like comfort. We're creatures of comfort.
Hey guys, we hope you loved that discussion. But for the full discussion and all our other videos, click right here. And remember, don't be a dick.